Right. Just doing the normal stuff, boring as usual. Oh, forgot to turn my volume down so I don't hear myself reverberating in the background. Hello there, Mrs. Julie. Hello there, Margaret. Watching live streaming of events with the guards. Royal family whilst waiting. Yeah, it's the trooping of the colour, Margaret. Trooping of the colour today. So you'll see all the guards in their big red uniforms and the big hats, big fluffy hats on their horses. Okay, and do that with that, and do that, and then I can come back to, oh heck, I've lost myself. Where am I? There we go. I'm there. Hello there, Sturdy. Hello there, Brenda. Hello, Leslie. Hello there, Susan. Hello there, Joan. Okay, let me have a slurp of my cup of tea. So I just want to talk to you a little bit first. Yeah, the nuts and bolts. Oh dear. Hello there, Mary. Okay, first of all, in some ways, hello there, Joe. In some ways, apologies for yesterday's outburst. In other ways, no apologies. Because at the end of the day, I am only human. But I also wanted to say a big thank you to everyone for all their support by sending me messages for the comments that were put in the previous video, for the comments that were put on the live chat yesterday, and to all of those who purchased me coffees or sent me money via my PayPal account. I really appreciate it. That was not the intention of telling you the story, but it was all a big part of it. So I appreciate it. Please don't think that I don't appreciate it, because I do. Now, there is something that I want to show you before I make a start on this, and it's because a lady from Portugal said, please put the subtitles up in Portuguese. You can do it yourself. So bear with me, because I need to change the image, and I'm just going to tilt the camera so that you can see. So those that have wobbly eyes, you may want to look away for a minute whilst I move the camera to here. I don't know who. That's best I can get. All right. So you see this here, that symbol there. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer. All right. So that symbol there, I'm having to reach across. So you'll see my cursor now on the screen, and you'll see me click on it. Okay. And it looks... Oh, I can't turn the camera any further. Okay. And then you click on that one there, and you do that, and then you go to this bit here where it says subtitles. Okay, click on that, go to this bit here, auto translate, and then from here you scroll down and you can choose all of those languages. So there's Dutch, English, Filipino, Finnish, French, and it's all in alphabetical order. And if you go down to P for Portugal, oh wait, I've lost it, hang on. Subtitles, auto translate, scroll down, LMNOP, Portuguese. Click on that. Can you see up here? So when I play, press play. There you go. So you can change it to any language you require. Okay, so if you want Espanol or Français, parlez-vous français, madame? Then you click on this bit to switch the subtitles on, and then that bit to change it to the language. Okay, all right, I'm going to revert you back. So for those again that have got wobbly eyes, I'm going to move the camera again. Make sure I'm set up right. Okay, I think I'm there. And let me just switch that one off. Now, it doesn't always do it straight away for lives. You have to wait. Okay, so if you try it now, that grey subtitles box is blocked off. So you have to wait for it to be on replay. And I know that I'm not saying that in Portuguese, but I can't because I don't know how to say it in Portuguese. So there you go. Right, let me just have a... Whew. Good morning, sweet Carol. It's my first time live with you. Oh, I've missed that. Now it's gone. Only one spanner so far to hold you together. I know, but you're an important spanner though, Julie. We just go on from here. Better out than in. Very true. Leslie put, wow, she didn't know that. And Julie's put, you learn something new every day. Joe's put, I do speak French, but it's your lovely accent and talent that's got me hooked. That's very kind of you. Thank you. We get all kinds of tutorials. Well, it just helps, doesn't it? So that if you do live in a different country, at least now you can change the subtitles. But if anyone does speak Spanish or Portuguese, if you could put in the chat that it doesn't work on a live, it only works on a replay, that would be much appreciated. Or even in French, if you could put that in French, that would be great. Okay, so as I've said, I'm way behind on this royal journal that I was making, and I was wanting it made throughout May, ready for the Jubilee, which is this weekend. Da, da, da. Oh, hang on. Let me just read what Brenda's put. Carol, no, I didn't get your message, Brenda, because I've not checked up on messages properly yet. About my page for the journal. It was sent back to me. I had the wrong address. So I don't know what to do with it now. Is there any way I could send it now? Yes, you. My address is on the Facebook group. In the rack file, or just send me a message on the Facebook group, Brenda, and I'll give you my address that way. Okay. Sorry it was sent back to you. Oh, there you go, Joe. Thank you very much. Merci, Joe. Oh, hello there, Natalie. See, there's another spanner in the house. Okay, so For the next few days, I am going to be coming on and doing lives just because it's easier and I can get more done. To do all the decorating bits on the inside of the book and all the fancy bits and pieces that I'm going to be doing. The bog standard stuff, I won't be showing you, but the slightly fancier stuff I do want to show. Okay. So that's the book that I'm going to be decorating. Now, this book I managed to get from a charity shop, and I'm going to be ripping pages out of it to use in my journal. Some of you who bought the digital kit have got some of the pages from in here. I've included some of the images out of it, okay? And for those that go, oh, taking a deep breath and say, how can you rip that book up, Carol? Well, I got two. So I'm keeping one, and this was the one that was the slightly more worse for wear. And as you can see, look, this is like a papery fabric. So I'm going to be pulling this off and using it inside the journal. But they're really big pages with lots of wonderful images. Now, this is the coronation for Queen Elizabeth's father, George the Sixth? I think it was. Hang on, let me just check. Yeah, George the Sixth. Okay, so this is about his coronation, but it's also got pieces in here about his brother, Edward. Oh, blooming heck. Edward the Eighth. Someone send me a text message. I'll reply to that later. So it's also got about his brother, who was the natural succession king, but he fell in love with Mrs. Simpson, and so he stepped down from being king, and that's how Queen Elizabeth ended up becoming queen, because her father had to take over the role. So that's what this book is all about. It's all about his coronation. All right, so there's Mrs. Simpson. But what it does do is, obviously, because her father, his brother, takes over as king, it has got pictures and information in about Elizabeth when she was a child. So that's why I'm using some of these information and images out of here. So this is when their father died, and that's their mother, Queen Mary. It all gets very complicated, you know, all this royal stuff. And the genealogical tree. I have difficulty following my own genealogical tree, let alone the royal families. So that's the book that I'm going to be using. Now then, I have, let me just put that to one side. In one of the previous videos, I said that I was going to put this file together and start collating bits and pieces in relation to each of the topics that I decided to choose. All right, so those are the topics, those are the chapters that I'm going to be putting in my own book, and I wanted to put in about her route to the throne. So basically the story that I've just told you. Josh, let me just turn my volume down on my phone. This thing on. There we go. But to be able to do that route, I wanted to put in about the genealogical tree, about how it ends up that Elizabeth ends up being queen. And this was one of the pages that I included in the kit. So this is printed out on a lovely piece of parchment paper, and I wanted this inside the book. Now, I also have, from out of that book that I just showed you, I have this, which is a big double page spread of how it goes from the House of Normandy right the way through the Plantagenets, the Lancasters, the Yorks, the Tudors, the Stuarts, the Saxe-Coburgs, and then eventually through to the Windsors. So I want to include this in the front of the book as well. Okay. Just put my cup of tea over there so I don't spill it. Now I've got the problem in that it's a really big sheet because obviously it's a double sheet. So what I'm going to do on the back here, which is where it was attached to the book, I'm going to put a piece of my micropore to just help to support that fold, because that is where the area where it will tear far more easily. Okay, so I'm just going to put that on there and then just use my bow folder to just push it down in contact with the paper, and it will now, it won't disappear completely, but it will become slightly more invisible. The other thing that I'm then going to do on this side, I don't want to put this on there. Let me just make a bit of space. So I did get some invisible tape. So I'm going to put invisible tape on this inside, again to protect that fold, because I want to keep it all in one piece. So that will go over there, and now that will disappear now completely. So in fact, if I fold that over, I'll fold that edge over, and then again just burnish it down. You can see now that you can't see that tape at all. Right, so that is now extra supported where that crease line is, so excellent stuff. Now then, I've got the two, so I've got the smaller one and I've got the larger one, and I'm going to put them both, I think, at the front. Or am I? Do I want to put one at the front and one at the back? What say you? One at the front, one at the back, or both at the front? I shall wait to see what you all decide. Did Margaret put, I'm answering you out loud to my tea. Though the 6th, the 8th, Edward was a skiver. He didn't want the job, just the benefits of status. Every day's different, Emma, but thank you for asking. Hello there, our cracker box. Hi there, Anita. Oh, front and back, says Susan. One at the front, one at the back. Hi there, Mary from Montana. One front, one back. Oh, you're all going one front, one back. Okay, well, whilst the rest of you decide, I've already sort of planned how it's going to fit inside the cover. And when I turn it over, I've got the picture here of the Queen Mum. So I don't mind that part showing, but I don't really want this bit showing here. You're all going one front, one back. Because this is about the Kings of Arms. Okay. But by the same token, I don't want to cover over the history of it. So if you're watching yesterday's video, you know that I was using the PVA glue, the coloured PVA glue, and I tried it on all sorts of different types of papers. And this was the rice paper that I tried it on. And so I thought to my little self, I could stick that down on there and you can still see through the information. And in fact, I could leave it open as a really big pocket so that if I wanted to slip any other big pieces of paper in there, then I could do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down to size and I'm going to glue it around the 3 sides. Okay, so I'll do that whilst you're still all deciding front or back or both, one of each. Let me just work out the height first. That'll probably be best. Now it doesn't fill the full width, so I'm going to leave a little bit of a border all the way around. Trim that top bit off. So as I said, this is the rice paper that I covered in the PVA glue that had the walnut stain in it. Just need to neaten up that edge. Or do I? Shall I just leave it? Yeah, it makes it look old then, doesn't it? We'll leave it as it is. Okay. So that is going to fit like that. And you can still see that text through there. Okay. So I think that I'll leave it as a side pocket so that as I say, if I want to add any other bigger sheets of paper in there, then I can do. Okay. How many of you who are here are actually doing a royal journal? Just out of curiosity, because I have a feeling, I got a feeling, ooh, I can't sing properly at the minute, if ever, because I have a feeling that once people start to see more about the Queen on the television and in magazines, I think more people will go, ooh, you're doing 3, Margaret. That's a bit greedy, love. Okay. Now, where did I put my book? There. When I looked at the height of my book, the Queen Mum kind of fits in the height. If I could get to my craft, I would. Well, you're doing the British one, aren't you, Natalie? In honour of your grandma. Right, so I know that the Queen Mum fits in height-wise. She's just a little bit too long. So what I'm going to do, I'm not a measurer, so I'm going to fold that bit in to the top of her head. Okay. And then, so that will go there, and then there's the bottom of my book there. So I've just put a little crease in it, which is there. So I want to hold it just beyond that point. Okay. And then remember rightly, I think it goes about halfway. Ooh, just over. So this is going to overhang the edge a bit. So I'm going to have to fold this bit in a bit. And then fold it into the centre. Okay. Because I want that centre fold of that page along the edge here. So that will go like that. That will fold over that way. Oh, she's the wrong way up, so that's going to have to go on that edge here. Unless I put her at the front and put the other one. Yeah, let's do it at the front. Is it still that way around? Okay, yeah, so that's now on the inside. Okay, so I want this one at the front. No, I don't. I'm going to put it at the back. I'm a Libran. I'm allowed to change my mind. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then I think I'm going to have to do the same with this one. I'm going to have to fold it a little bit. Fold it a little bit. And then fold it into the centre. So that then that can be folded in half. Right. So that will sit on there. And what I will do is I will add some tape on this side to stick on this page and on the back cover. And then I'll flip the whole thing over and I'll do the same on this side so that it forms a hinge. Okay, so then that will be able to rock backwards and forwards like this. And then it will open out like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, open that, and then you've got the big double page. But now I've kind of got the folds in place, what I can do, and I'll do this off camera, I'm not going to do it now, is I can ink up all the edges of the folds to make it look as though it's really old. I mean, it is really old. But that will then go on there. Now, whether I add tabs to it or some form of closure to hold it in place, so I may even attach some seam binding and wrap some seam binding around it to help to keep it closed so that it won't keep flopping. I might do that. So just so happens I've got a bit of purple seam binding behind me. See, it'll keep doing that, look. So if I wrap that around there to be able to do it up over here, and then, as I say, add that hinge on there and on the other side, and then that will keep that in place. It'll stop it from flopping open. I can ink up all the edges, and then when it's opened out on this side, I've got this empty section here that I can put a piece of paper in, any pieces of paper inside of there. So that will open out like that. And then I can put all sorts of different bits in there if I so wanted, and I can still see the historical information of the page underneath that piece of rice paper. Okay, so you're going to have to use your imagination a bit as to what that's going to look like when it's finished. Okay, but that's where that will go at the back. Okay, any questions so far? Joan's doing one. Jo says she's going to do one. Hi there, Marilyn. One All Things British, one Royal Jubilee, one big blend of both for my British girlfriend. Hi there, Teresa. That looks wonderful. Thank you, Carol. Susan put, well, another live I missed, but I was watching your Queen Beautiful celebration. Oh, I wouldn't rewind it, Susan. Watch. Come on, join us on the live. I've not been on long. You can rewatch the beginning bit later on. That's what I'd do. Okay, so that's now at the back, and that's the family tree. But I have got this little one, which I want to make it look sort of really quite old. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little brush. Oh, so many little brushes to choose from. Let's use you. And it's a little pot. And want a tiny drop of water. I knocked the camera. Try that. Okay, tiny drop of water in there. Just tap water, no special. Little brush. Because what I want to do is I want to wet the fibres of the paper. So, but I don't want it. I don't want a straight line. And I don't want to just use my my tearing ruler, because I'm really close to the edge down here. So I figured that if I wet it first, it's a little bit like doing a napkin. It will just make it easier to tear. And I've done it far enough away from the ink because that water will spread. So let's do that one first. See if it works. And if it doesn't, I'll just print another one. Right, so I'm going to get my tearing ruler out. Okay. I don't think I left the water long enough to soak in. So let's do this bottom edge. And it doesn't matter if you don't draw a straight line. At the moment, Pat, I'm just doing lives as and when over the next few days. So there's no kind of set time every day. It will just depend on how I'm feeling, whether I'm tired, whether I'm having a nana nap in the afternoon, because it's 4:15 for us now. And sometimes it has been known that Carol goes for a nana nap around about 3 o'clock-ish. I'm doing this one a little bit higgledy-piggledy. So it's you take me as you find me for the next few days. It will either be mid-afternoon like this one's been for me, although morning I think for our American friends, and or evening for me. So sort of about 7 o'clock-ish. Wet all of that edge. Let that water soak in a little. Okay, so I did that bottom bit first, didn't I? Let's see if it's easier to rip without the rule. Yeah, getting more of a jagged edge with the without the rule, and it's pulling away slightly as well with the water. Not as easy as if you were doing it with a napkin, but definitely pulling away a lot easier. Okay, try this edge. I think I might even want to bring that in a little bit further. I'm having to do this at arm's length so that it's in frame for you guys, whereas I'd be doing it down here, nearer to me. Okay, I'm going to pull this bit in a little bit further. So I'm going to do that without the water. Just go for it. Okay. Now the other thing that I could do as well to just rough up the edges is just use my scissors and just hold them slightly closed. But I'm going to hold it in there and then just run your scissors along the edge, because we want it to have that quite aged look. So the paper is sitting inside of there. And I don't mind if it catches and rips a little bit. The other thing that you could use, if you've got one, of which I do have one, but I don't know where it is. It's in one of these drawers, or it was. I have actually got one of those paper edge Dewberry Watsits. I don't like it. Okay, so I'm really sort of roughing up the edge of this. Oh, really ripped that bit, look. But I'm fine, I'm leaving it. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scrunch it. Alright, I'm not crumpling it into a ball, I'm just scrunching it in somewhat, then flattening it back out. So I want it to look like a new piece of paper. And then I want a vintage photo, and I want my walnut stain. And in fact, I'm going to use my brushes rather than the sponge, I think. Am I? Yeah. So I'm going to use the vintage photo first. I'll tell you what, the weather's really funny here today. It's kind of, it was lovely and sunny this morning. So in fact, I took you all up on your advice and I went and sat outside with my cup of tea. Cup of tea. Cup of tea. So I went and sat outside in the sun and watched the world go by. So hopefully I'll start to get a little bit of a tan. And now it's gone really sort of dull and overcast. So you see these bits that I've ripped into and they're folding over. I'm fine with that. It makes it look a little bit more authentic when it does that foldy over bit. So in fact, even if the corners curl up. Carol, do you remember back in the 70s and 80s when we'd burn the edges of paper? In the 70s, I was 7. So I never got round to being able to burn paper. I think my mother would have had a hissy fit. Now, the nice thing about the brushes, the makeup brushes, is you don't end up with those circles like you do with your Dobby, your Dibby Dabby Dooby. Gives it a much smoother edge. And again, any parts that bend over, I'm fine with that because, as I say, it just gives it that little bit more edge. Okay, so that was the vintage photo one. And I'm just going to do a little bit over the top, very, very lightly, because what will happen is where those creases are that I made earlier, it should pick up the colour more. Okay, so that's vintage photo done. And then I'm going to use a walnut stain. And I'm going to use my dauber. Have I got the right one? Yeah. A walnut stain. Because what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to come in from the edge like this. Okay. So I'm just catching the very, very edge of the paper. So if I do this top bit, this top corner, and then bring it in close for you to see. So I'll just wait for it to come up on the screen so that I can see what you're seeing, because I still haven't got used to the placement of where the camera is on this phone yet. Oh, blimey, it's way behind. There we go. So you can kind of see how that dark brown has just caught the very edge of the paper, which now gives it that sort of singed paper look. Okay, so again, now it might seem like a faff, and it is, but you know, if I'm going to spend this much time on a special journal, I might as well just go the extra little mile for it. And can I just say, it might be a contentious comment I'm about to make, but yay, Johnny Depp got off. I think they're both as bad as one another. I think it's 6 of one and half a dozen at t'other, but I'm glad that Miss Heard didn't win, I have to say. I think she's the biggest porcupine going. But that's just my thoughts. Okay. And again, I'm just going to lightly go over just little areas, more so where those crease marks are. There we go. So I've now made that look quite vintage. I could do the same on the back. Yeah, I think she's done a huge disservice as well to DV victims and SV. Okay, let me roll this back up. I think she's, I tell you where she has succeeded, is she's shown that men can go through this too. It's not just about women. Well, I'm kind of hoping that John is looking at all of the videos and the recordings and going, do you know what? I seriously need to get away from the drink and the drugs, and hope that he gets help with that. Okay, so this little one, what I did was, again, going back to the paper that I made in last night's tutorial with the PVA glue, this was the tracing paper, and it's the one that I said it makes a lovely noise. Lovely crunchy noise. So what I did was I made a pocket, because we love a pocket, and I made a pocket out of it. So it has a lovely crinkly sound to it. Now the other thing that I've done is I used my seam binding nearly went in my cup of tea. So clever. I used my 3D texture fades my doily embossing folder from Mr. Tim. Yeah, doily 665735. Okay, so I used that on it. So hopefully you can see sort of the textured pattern on there. Okay, but the other thing that I want to do, I should have kept that open, never mind. Let me use that. Is I've got my gilding polish, and this is my favorite one. This color is golden olive gilding polish, and it's green, but when you use it, it comes out gold. So I'm just going to dab a little bit on my finger, take a bit of the excess off, and I just want to run it over the top, just here and there. Just to give it a little bit of a highlight. There we go. I don't know whether you'll see the golden shine on that. And I I think I might just add a little bit of vintage photo on the edge. Sorry, not vintage photo. Walnut stain. I don't think that it's going to pick it up very well though, because I've got the PVA glue on. Kind of thinking as well I might put, I want a little thumb hole in there. Let's have a look. I think I will. I always get this not centralized. I always manage it. I don't know how, but I do. Oh, that's not too bad. It is just says, oh, it's Cosmic Shimmers. Cosmic Shimmer Metallic Gilding Polish. And the colour is green olive. I've got it. I think I've got it on my Amazon affiliate link, Margaret, but I'm not sure. I think I have. And there's loads of colours. Okay, so I'm going to have that on there. I'm kind of thinking I might only glue it down the two sides and have this so that it's tucked inside, and then put something else inside of the pocket. So how am I going to fold this? Let's have a look for space, what we've got. I'm wondering if I should fold it up into 3 so that it has an envelope look about it, and maybe put a wax seal. Maybe put a wax seal up there. I think I might do that. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down 2 sides. Which 2 sides do I want? That one and that one. That one and that one. Put that on there. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to ink this side up the same as I did on the front. I'm then going to have to find my wax seal stuff and then fold it into 3. So all those edges will then be inked, and I'll put a wax seal on here. So what I'll do is I'll try and find my wax seal stuff tonight so that I can get it out and I can show you how to do a wax seal if you've never done one before. And then that can pop in there so that that can slide in and out of that pocket. And then I've also got a load of these postcards. So I could put, will that postcard fit in that pocket? Oh, it will, look. So that postcard could go inside of there. And then that will be behind it. I wonder if I've got any purple wax. Now, the other thing that I thought of as well was, again, with, where did I put them? I have that much stuff all around the place at the moment. There they are. I also did last night some of the, what do you call them? Skeleton leaves. I did think about putting some skeleton leaves on, but I don't know whether it covers over that embossing too much. So I could have the skeleton leaves like that and then a flower here. But I think that that covers over that embossing, so maybe not. Maybe don't over gild the lily, Carol. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that like that. I don't think I want any lace on there either, but who knows, I might change my mind. Because I have got some purple braid. But again, I think that that might be over gilding the lily. And the thing is, it's the sort of thing that once I've done a few pages and I've got a feel of how the book is going to be, I can then come back and add those extra little bits and pieces to it. So I think for now, I'm going to leave that as it is. Because as I say, I can come back to it. And then what I could do is rip off this front part of this book. Squizzers. Because this is all embossed as well, which I thought was lovely. Just cut down this front bit. Ooh, it's not tearing very well down that side. They've glued it down really well. Please keep coming, please. Pretty please. Ooh, I'm frightened because it's got a tear in there now. I wonder if it might be better coming in from this angle. And you want that bit? Come on, I want you to go that bit much further. Come on. Ooh. Oh no. There'll be historians everywhere going like, oh my God, what is she doing? Oh no, it's breaking. Oh, fiddler diddler day. And I don't want to wet it either. Are you going to come? Are you going to play nicely? Are you going to be nice to me? Oh, no, it's shredding. It's shredding. Oh. Fiddlesticks. I wonder if I wet it. I dare even wet it. Dare I wet it? I don't know if I dare wet it. No, that's definitely tearing there. Oh, what a shame. What I might do is with the other one, I might take a photograph, which is a shame because I daren't steam it. because of how old it is, I think it might just make it disintegrate further. I think I might take a photograph and print it off. And because this is so heavily embossed, oh, what a bloody shame. It's embossed on the board. Bear with me, bear with me. I couldn't even get it with a razor pat. Let's just try a piece of tissue paper a minute and just see how well. The pencil. I just want to test to see how well that will show. Well, the rubbing works. So what I could do is I could do a rubbing of it. Let's just see if it'll take a rubbing from the gold front. Yeah, that works well as well. Because what I'm thinking is there's this on the back. It's the same stuff. And if I could get this to peel off, what I could do is I could do a rubbing and add it on top. Oh, that's disintegrating as well. And it's too thick a board to cut the board out. I'm sure I'll think of something. I know that I've got some gold foil. So I could make a gold foil pocket with a rubbing then on top. In fact, let me just have a look for a minute. Just bear with me. Yeah, got my red one though. I think my gold one is in a drawer. But if I use the red foil, in fact, that might be better over the top. So I could do a rubbing of it, maybe with a black crayon, and then put the red foil over the top and make a big pocket out of that. Now there's an idea. In fact, I've got some metallic. I've got some metal. Where will I have put that? because if it rubs that well, if I get the other book out, I could do it over the top of the... Oh, I know what I could use. I wonder. I bought myself some aluminium foil tape stuff. Stuffy stuff. Where's the end to get in? Just going to have to sit and wait half an hour now while I find the end. Okay. Which side do I pull? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch some tape by its toe. Oh, pulling that edge off there. Okay. Let me just test a piece. We'll test some first. Okay, cross your fingers, girls. Cross your fingers. Oh, I don't think it's working. No. No, that's not working. That'll then be back to front. I might have a go at steaming this. I might. I'm sure there's some way of me being able to use this foil. I might have to go away and have a little think about that. That would have been lovely to have just picked that part out, or even down to there, and I had that as a lovely pocket inside, especially as it's a really lovely... Both said poo. Oh dear. I'm sure I'll come up with something. What I could do is I could spray the tissue paper gold and then do the rubbing on the top. That might be a way forward. Right, let's just, again, just testing. Just use a bit of a Posca pen to make a bit of gold paper. Oh, or make it disintegrate, Carol. A little bit more due care and attention, methinks. Oh God, it's just pulling apart. Might have to see about getting some gold. Oh, I wonder. Scrappy bit of doodad paper. Right, so if you imagine that that was gold tissue paper, of which I do have some somewhere, that might work. This is the rice paper that I put the PVA glue on. Let's see what that does. The pencil looks really metallic on this. it doesn't show up very clearly on that. I'm sure I'll figure a way around it. I'm sure I will. But I know that I've got some metallic tissue paper. So I might have to do it with metallic tissue paper. And then I think if I put the foil on the top of it, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go away and have a little play with that. But in the meantime, fiddle-a-diddle-a-dee. That's my new way of being polite. Because if I was just sat here on my own, there would be some expletives coming out my mouth. It's a shame about the tin foil not working either. I might do better with the other book. I might, if I can't use this, I might chop off. I could chop off a section, that section there. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. But I think that that would look lovely as a pocket here. Or even a belly band would be lovely. And then, as I say, I've got all of these postcards. Some of the coronation. So that's a bit too big that way, isn't it? But 1953. There's one of her and Phil. Bless his little cottons. All the family. Look at this, look, 69p. So I've got all these to use as well. And then, of course, there's all the coronation parties. All the street parties that went on. In fact, I'll tell you what would be nice on the Facebook group. If in the village or town where you live, if you live in the UK, it would be lovely to see some pictures of how your town, village or wherever has decorated up for the coronation. Because I know that a few of us have been putting up post boxes that have got knitted tops on them of the Queen and the crown. Oh, and I got some Tudor ones as well. Because I love the Tudors. And then I got one of Book Palace. In fact, I know where that's going to go. I've got something exciting to do with the Book Palace picture. Kensington Palace, Hampton Court, and the Royal Opera House, and the Albert Memorial. So I've got loads of these to play with as well. And the other thing that I got, and I'll try and find them again, I got these on Amazon. And it's really thick paper, but it's got all this rough raw edge. There's no name for it, but it's a handmade paper, really lovely. So I'm going to use some of these for flip outs, so that they'll be the flip out page. But I'll try and find those on Amazon and put them up in my affiliate link, but they're really lovely. So I think that I'm going to leave it there for now. I haven't got much done to show you, but at least I've made a little bit of a start. Giving you a little bit of an insight into what I'm going to be doing. Or at least I've started anyway. Yeah. So I'm going to go off and go and work on these bits, inking the back side of that up. I need to find my wax seal thingy whatsits. I need to ink the edges of all of that up and put that in place with some ribbon to act as a closure. And then I can make a start on the next section. Are those postcards available for sale? I don't know, Margaret, because on one of the groups that I belong to, on Facebook, there was a lady selling these off. But I'm sure that if you look up on eBay or even Etsy. Royal Mail Stamp Card Series. Oh, I've got to tickle up my nose, excuse me. So yeah, a Royal Mail card series. You might be able to find some. But this, what you've got to watch out for now, of course, is the fact that all stuff like this is going to be, people will be bumping it up in price. I mean, the other thing is, of course, is you could make your own, Margaret. You know, we've all got loads of digikits with blank postcards on. Find an image, cut it out with either a special die or some serrated scissors and stick it on, and then just write some information on the back to make it look like a postcard. So all it needs is something written down the middle to make it look like a postcard. Then you could put a stamp on the back up here. So you could make your own. Okay, I'm going to call it done and dusted for today. Not too much done, I'm afraid, but it's given you a little bit of an insight, as I say, and something slightly more exciting coming tomorrow's. But thank you very much for joining me, ladies. It's been lovely having you here, although I haven't read much of the chat, but I do, just so as you know, I do go back and I always replay the live, so that I can read through the chat, so that I can see if there's anything that I've missed that I might need to bring up in another video at another time. But thank you for joining me again. And as I say, there's something slightly more exciting coming tomorrow, but I hope it's given you a little bit of a forethought of how you might be doing yours. Okay. So I'll see you all again tomorrow. Probably be round about the same time-ish. Very ish. But I need to go and get something to eat now, because I can smell that someone has got a barbecue going on outside and it smells delicious. So I might have to go and sort myself some burgers out. Have a bit of a burger. Burger in a bun. Okay, thank you very much, ladies. Thank you, moderators. And I'll see you all again tomorrow for something else a little bit different for this one. Okay, see you later. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. And see you tomorrow. Oh, God, I forgot. I've got to stand up to switch this off. See you later. Bye for now. Bye.